Tax season is now officially underway, and this year there is a lot of new information for filers this year. CPA David Peters joins us with what we need to know. Thank goodness, David, because typically this is not something that most of us look forward to this time of year. Tax season officially underway. What's new this year?
Well, there's lots of changes. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we are no longer experiencing some of the COVID-related incentives. So a lot of the incentives that were there last year, they're just no longer there during this filing season.
Okay, It's interesting, you know, when you talk about taxes this time of year, some people seem to have everything ready to go. Some people are like, I'm going to put it off. Some people are already planning maybe for an extension. What's the advice, I guess, for each group of people down the road?
Well, I think that the first thing to know is that, like you said, there was a lot of things that have gone away. So the child tax credit that was worth $3,000 or $3,600 last year, that's only worth $2,000 this year. Again, we're kind of going back to sort of pre-COVID, the way things were. Also, the charitable contribution deduction that was available for folks that were taking the standard deduction last year, that's no longer available too. So I think that the big advice right now is just know that we've had those changes. The IRS has already said that for some people, refunds are going to be lower and some people might end up owing. So I think the advice is just make sure that you're getting the deductions, you're getting the credits that you are entitled to. Make sure that you have your paperwork organized too. One way to save on some of the preparation fees is to just be organized. And so to just be able to get what you're entitled to, even if it's a little bit less this year. You
know, everybody, once you file, you always want to start the countdown clock to getting that refund. Obviously, filing electronically, you get it much quicker. But what is that? I guess with the way that the IRS is, the staffing issues these days, what can we expect as far as getting the refund? You said maybe they're preparing you to not get as much money back, but will it take as long?
Well, so the IRS came out and said about 10 days ago that they're still expecting most refunds to be processed in about 3 weeks. I think, though, that if you have anything that is new, for example, maybe you're taking advantage of one of the electric vehicle credits, or if you're taking advantage of something that is typically a little bit longer to process, such as the earned income credit, it's going to be longer. And I also think, too, that while the staffing issues, the IRS is trying to address those, it's still an issue. And you still have a lot of people that are at the IRS, a lot of new employees. And I think that it is going to, that you're going to see that while, you know, if it's kind of the standard fare, that those probably are going to be processed in about 3 or 4 weeks. I think it could be a lot longer for folks that are doing anything new, taking advantage of the new credits, or just doing something that is just maybe not the norm.
You know, one other thing before we let you go that people have been talking about lately is as far as your income levels, kind of changing those a little bit, moving them. That's more for next year's filing, though, right? Or is that for this year?
No, you're correct. I mean, so we see the big jump in the standard deduction that is going to help some folks out, especially in this time of heavy inflation. We see that in 2023. So this year's return is going to be for the 2022 year. We do see some increases in the standard deduction. We do see some other things, such as the inflation adjustments that we typically see, but we don't see the big jumps for inflation really until 2023.
All right. Everybody can thank D.C. for that deadline being April 18th this year. Of course, get an extra couple days to file the taxes or the extension. David, thanks so much for joining us this morning. CPA David Peters with all the information. Thanks much.